Hey guys, how you doing? I've been playing Gwent for about 24 hours now, and I've been experimenting with a few different decks, and I really liked Skellige. The graveyard mechanics is something I really enjoyed doing with Magic. I looked around at the cards, and while I was opening some kegs, I came across Morkvarg, which was pretty lucky. It's a golden card. Morkvarg's a werewolf, and also he sticks to the board. This is a deck that really kind of emulates a lot of what monsters are strong at without any of the downsides. First off, it can have a monster stick on the board going into the next round. Morkvarg does that. He does that really well. I initially started with Morkvarg. If you look at his description, his rules, you remove 2 from his original strength whenever he dies and returns to the battlefield. He starts with 5, so you play him turn, say, round 1, round 2 he'll have 3, round 3 he'll have 1, which isn't that great, so you want to look at improving that. This Clan Tordaric Shieldsmith, I'm going to call him Shieldsmith from now on, he adds 4 strength to original value. This isn't just a one-time buff. This guy will go into, whatever dies from it will go into the graveyard with these improved stats. So you can use the Shieldsmith to buff up Morkvarg really nicely. I mean, if you got a really nice hand, you could add 12 onto Morkvarg, making him a 17 on the deck on the first round, 15 on round 2, and 13 on round 3. So Morkvarg will be a very oppressive threat for every single round he's played. Morkvarg is a really, really strong card who needs to see more play. You're never going to get that hand though, really. I mean, the lack of card draw mechanics in Gwent at the moment means if you want a card to recur, you're really going to want these Priestesses of Freya. They're a very basic card, along with the Shieldsmiths, very basic cards. You can buff Morkvarg with 1 in round 1, making it a 9, so it goes into round 2 as a 7, and then you can cause the Shieldsmith to recur, and then the end of the play effect will buff that 7 strength Morkvarg up to 11, so Morkvarg can really grow. And this is why I called it a MORKTRON deck, because it's all about making this one Morkvarg as strong and imposing as possible. Obviously that won't always work, and you do always need several different win conditions in your Gwent deck. One alone won't do it, or you'll just end up getting knocked out by weather effects or hard removal. One thing I really like is that Morkvarg is just immune to Scorch. Scorch is an expensive to play card, it's a silver. If you Scorch Morkvarg, he just comes back 2 weaker. But Morkvarg renders your entire deck completely immune to Scorch, which is incredible. So we want a couple more win conditions here. Morkvarg can't carry it alone. The next one is the obvious one. It's something that all Skellige players are going to come to immediately, because when you start the game you have Crach An Craite. Crach An Craite plays 2 Clan An Craite warriors. I decided to stick 3 more in there. Such a strong card, comes in at 7, wounds itself down to 5, which really works nicely with Warcry. There's nothing really more to say about that. Warcry will just double the strength. If you manage to get these 2 out alone with Warcry, that's 20 points entering the board. So you can also put Clan An Craite warriors. I decided to, and I found it very effective in your own deck, and use those to increase that effect. I also use Commander's Horn, and I've got 1 instance of Thunderbolt Potion, which I'm not really that keen on. I think Commander's Horn is just better. If I could have 2, I obviously would. So the final one, I like this idea of 3 threats for 3 rounds. Cerys. Cerys is the 3rd threat I put into the deck because I found that 2 isn't enough. You will get shut down by weather effects every now and then, and it's just going to happen, and you won't have clear skies. Frost really does just kind of wreck this. So clear skies is a 2 of in the deck, and it's something you're really going to want to look out for, and it's worth having just for insurance. Now Cerys is a card that seems a bit dull, really. It's an 8-drop, but when she gets sent to the graveyard, she becomes a silver card. Now, once she's a silver card, you can play Restoration to return her. Restoration's also extremely good. Restoration works with Cerys, it's just meant to be. Returning a card like that will always be pretty devastating. 8 isn't a lot, but that's when the Queen's Guard come in. At the beginning of this I mentioned that this deck kind of does what Monsters does but better. Queen's Guard is that. Queen's Guard plays from the graveyard. So if a Queen's Guard is in the graveyard, if you play another one, that'll come out, and every time a Queen's Guard hits the board, Cerys gets buffed by 1. So imagine, if you will, you have 3, you play 2 of them round 1, Cerys becomes 10. Round 2, you maybe play the 3rd, 2 more come back, Cerys becomes 13. You could then say use a Priestess of Freya, bring 1 back, and then all 3 will come back. Cerys will become at 16. She really snowballs, and that kind of works around the major problems that gold cards have, which is why I removed Geralt of Rivia, the free gold card you get for being in the closed beta, because they're so static. They can't buff. They're not flexible at all. Sure, they're hard to remove, but in the long run, in a developed game, 8, even Geralt's 12, isn't a huge number. That really explains these cards. Oh, apart from these 2 here, Svanrigger and Ermion. Now, obviously, you're never going to get all the cards you want. There's too much good stuff here. And maybe it is greedy having 3 win conditions, but I'm finding it very useful. So, Ermion draws you 2 cards, you can discard 2 cards. This works really well, by the way, with Queen's Guard. You can discard, say you draw all 3. You can draw 2 cards, discard 2, play 1, and then you've got 3 on the board again. 3 buffs. That's really nice. And Svanrigger is kind of a smaller Ermion. Obviously, there are cards out there that are disloyal cards that you can play on your enemy's side that will give you cards. I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't know whether it's worth just sabotaging your own game. Sometimes you'll really think every round that you could actually be on the verge of winning, and so you hold back, you don't play your disloyal card, and that's really just being disloyal to your own deck. You will never win if you're just holding this card. Gwent is a game of card advantage. Holding onto cards that aren't very useful, that's not very good. That's not very good at all. So let's look at these special cards. 2 Lacerates in, just very good against Monsters decks. You'll see a lot, very good against a lot of decks because the game goes wide. It always does. So double Lacerate I really like. You can get a lot of value out of that. Restoration, we've been over this. Absolutely perfect for Cerys. And even in a pinch, if you need to set a combo off, you can restore in round 3, you can restore a Priestess of Freya, which will restore another Priestess of Freya, which will restore another Priestess of Freya, and then you can play, say, a Queen's Guard, and before you know it, obviously Skellige cards, they increase in strength by 1 every turn, so you're bringing back 3 3s and 3 5s. That's just good business, isn't it, really? Commander's Horn, we've been over, just fantastic to double things off. Clear Skies, absolutely crucial. I don't mind Torrential Rain at all. These aren't meant to be strong. I don't mind Torrential Rain. Obviously Fog, not that dangerous unless you're playing against monsters, but even then I'd maybe hold off on Clear Skies unless you unfortunately have 2 in your hand. Thunderbolt Potion is really for the Queen's Guard or the An Craite Warriors, depending on what you think you'll have more of at the time. So that's it. That's my Morkvarg Voltron / Cerys / Crach An Craite deck. And let's play it. Oh, it's my favourite faction. Let's see what's in my hand. We have Morkvarg, that's excellent. We have a Queen's Guard, that's also good. Let's get rid of a War Cry. Ermion, wow. Okay, I'm liking this hand a lot. Get her an An Craite Warrior, Commander's Horn. Fair trade. You know what? I quite like that. We can just start immediately by playing the Morkvarg and going down that route. Choose me! Nope. It's strange that they have the Scoia'tael have the ability to choose who goes first, and then, oh no. That's scuppered me slightly, hasn't it? Well, okay, let's trigger it. Without Cerys, that Queen's Guard's not so useful. And resultantly, I'm not really worried. And the positioning of the Commando Neophytes is also very clever.
Death to all Dwan!
Well, I'm probably a Dwan, aren't I? Okay, so what do we not need?
I will prove my worth.
Svanrigger. Oh, we do need him. We can now carry on with the Morkvarg play. I'm happy with it. One thing I might get rid of next is War Cry. Because Commander's Horn should probably just do that job a bit better.
Death to all Dwan!
Let's give him the opinion, let's give him the impression that we're still playing the game.
Kisparin.
Hide your stench.
Wow. I don't think it really worked out how he wanted.
Quick now.
Which is fine by me. Yeah, he was looking to kill Morkvarg. Morkvarg can't die. I mean, not without a significant amount of battering. But that's the entire idea behind this deck. So we can be pretty glad it's working.
Skellige! Attack!
Next, you ask yourself, does a player like Rezga, who has so many frontline troops, keep Frost? I'm thinking the answer is
So
no.
what? Should I pound it into a poker?
Blood and neck ends. Similian Vat.
As a result, I feel quite good about
I can help you
drawing
if
a
you
couple
wish.
of cards and getting rid of Clear Skies.
Oh, my little A.
Oh, my little A. Right, that's a pretty powerful turn. I don't really have anything in my graveyard that I'm interested in bringing back. So let's give it to him. Congratulations on that first round. But it's quite a heavy investment. And I start with a Morkvarg. Who does he want to go first? Himself. Another trap card, that's fine.
Bow before modern Freya.
We're going to bring back the
So
Shieldsmith.
what? Should I pound it into a poker?
So we're getting really nice efficiency out of these priestesses.
Right, right!
Is there anything I want to bring back? Any cards I don't like in my hand? Because I can return a non-gold. I don't like Lacerate. So let's bring back
I will prove my worth.
Svanrigger. Oh boy, okay. That didn't work out for me. It was worth the gamble. There's values to the gamble.
You only die once!
That is true. Unless you're
Bow
more.
before modern Freya.
Billion barrels of burning pitch.
Billion barrels of burning pitch. Here we go, Morkvarg's up to 17. Anything he does to remove it. Well, he's passed the turn. I'm happy with that. A 34-12 win. Morkvarg will be entering the field in round 3 at 15.
Just one morsel.
Ah, and a priestess. This is an embarrassment
We
for
serve
riches.
her who is virgin, mother and crone.
So,
Mordran Freyr is
Priestess
patient,
can bring back
but she
Priestess.
brooks no
They can
insult.
bring back Priestess.
So what? Should I pound it into a poker?
That was actually a misplay. Oh dear. Let's quick look at Morkvarg. Just going to. There was actually a misplay at the end. I should have played a Crach An Craite, Clan An Craite warrior, just for the big snowball at the end. Let's continue. I'm glad we got to see the Morkvarg Voltron.
You've got the
It's just
heart
such an oppressive
of an
way to start a
Uncrate.
game. Hey,
For
Jane.
Skellige's glory!
Oh, and the nice thing about this is that... Oh, no Morkvarg. We've got a Cerys though, so that's what we're going to be going for. Right. I'm unlikely to lacerate against Crach An Craite. Yeah, the nice thing about Crach An Craite is he's actually quite strong for a general. Jan Candy's an Xbox Live player, so he's paying a lot more to play the game than I am.
Let's not get in the way of me axe.
Yeah, I agree. Getting in the way of your axe seems like a bad plan.
You're good. Real good.
I do wish I had draw, because I'd be aggressively going for Queen's Guard. As it is, I don't have that luxury.
Billion barrels of burning pitch.
So let's just keep up. See what this Skellige deck has. It appears to be a fairly standard deck, really. I don't know what he has planned.
Needs a good
Prepare straight
slapping.
away.
What is it?
It's going to do a bit of damage, huh? I've no cards in the graveyard. We could play an An Craite warrior. Really, I'm just a bit. I feel like I have too many special cards.
Follow you always.
We're playing An Craite warrior. We're gonna keep up. I mean, I can really just go all in now, knowing that I can resurrect Cerys. What's the play, Jan Canty? A potion's the play. Well, alright, he's 10 ahead now. I'll let him have that. I don't feel like chasing 10. Let's draw 2 more cards, get ourselves a better win condition. I mean, Cerys is a pretty good win condition. Especially when we have this Thunderbolt potion, as well as the Commander's Horn. However, we need more Queen's Guard to make it work. He wants a ship, stick around. That's fine, but 4 cards. Ah, boy. That's not pleasant. It's a pretty trashy hand.
Bow
play
before
Priestess.
Mordran Freyr.
We'll bring back
You're
a Queen's
good.
Guard.
Real good.
We'll follow you always into the fair.
Enter the fire. Ah, these 2 clear skies. What a dead hand.
I'm ready.
Great.
See, what's interesting about this is he's going to try and close out the game now. He's picking targets for Holger? Not bad. Still a Warcry. I don't really feel like using Crach.
Modron Freyr is patient, but she brooks no insult.
Well, there are skirmishes. What have you got, Joe? Nothing. Well, he was hoping for a good card. Small amount of card advantage. Oh, wow. Yes. And just like that, drawing an extra Queen's Guard, 14 points of damage straight away. We can play Crach An Craite. Plays out as Thunder, but it doesn't stop me from Thunderbolt Potion, and that's a win. GG. So the Queen's Guard on their own really just stole that match away, as well as the special buffs we have included in the deck. So that's an idea of how the deck works, even when you have no Morkvarg at all. Crach An Craite plus Cerys. Hey, 5 scraps, thanks. Crach An Craite plus Cerys really does do a lot of work in its own. On their own. You know what I mean. Fantastic up against Dagon Spawn. A lot of weather. Well, that's a nice amount of flexibility to Dagon. We also have a pretty strong hand here. Let's get rid of Thunderbolt Potion. We definitely need to keep clear skies. Incredibly strong hand, in fact. Let's start with Morkvarg. We're going to need someone out there to challenge monsters' faction ability to keep a guy on the board. He's clearly got a lot of options. Golem's a good one.
Billion barrels of burning pitch.
We have Warcry, so I mean, I wonder if maybe we should just play Cerys. It's not like we can't bring her back. He's thinking about it, he's thinking hard. Oof.
Billion barrels of burning pitch.
I think he's going to keep the game going. And the nice thing about buffing Morkvarg and having Commander's Horn is that these 4s can become 8s when the time comes it's needed. So a 13 can become a 26. We have clear skies, so I'm not worried about Dagon at all. There we are. Oh, but he hasn't used his power. This is interesting.
I can help you if you wish.
This is fun. I might get rid of this Crach An Craite warrior. And this Warcry. You should possibly pass. I don't know whether he thinks Morkvarg being reduced to 1 would kill it next turn. Oh, well, this is why we keep Lacerate on our decks, kids. At this point, I'm just going to pass. I feel like I'm really far ahead. Unless he uses his general's power, Dagon's power, to lay down torrential rain. which wouldn't be that smart. It's not a big threat. He wants to save it for another biting frost.
I never cheat.
Just one morsel.
Yeah. Well, it's a tie turn, so he... round ended in a tie. Okay. Oh, he gets to keep a one drop. That's not ideal. Another eviscerate, that's good.
So what? Should I pound it into a poker?
Let's see what this guy's got. Annoyingly, as he's caused the tie, it's sort of made restoration quite bad. Or at least not as good as I wanted it to be. I may well end up using it on the Crach An Craite warrior. Oh, well, unless he moves it to his own graveyard. He hasn't.
Needs a good
We'll play
stomping.
Cerys then. We have to win this round, so we will. He's just going to end up throwing units on the board. It's not the most interactive deck, monsters. Although Dagon's an interesting tech choice. Well, that's definitely a lacerate. The easiest lacerate of my life. Don't have to worry about that. There's always temptation to get greedy. But we don't strictly need to do that. Nope, sorry.
Hide your stench.
Doesn't work. Ah, it's a waste of a Scorch on his part. One card, deal 2 damage. No, that's
We serve her who is
pretty
virgin, mother,
bad.
and crone.
Especially as I just top it right back off. That's the great thing about Morkvarg. Just complete immunity to Scorch, which is always like, you know, you're always worried about Scorch, not when you've got Morkvarg. You buff them up enough, Scorch just becomes...
Skellige!
an afterthought, really. Now, the reason he's picked Dagon is so that he can put a Frost out as his last turn. He's not going to get that opportunity, unfortunately. You just have to play the right kind of tempo game. Dagon's great if it's your last turn. As it is, he's got to be thinking he's lost either way. Morkvarg's just taken that from him. We'll clear the skies. And that... Woodland Spirit's a great card. Especially if Foglet's in your deck. But it's not enough. 92 points, that'll do. Second good game, continue.
My folk have suffered much.
Hey, Francesca and Lucas! 666. Lucas, you Satanist. Well, we have Morkvarg. We have a bit of a mixed bag, really. I'm not sure I love Lacerate in this deck. I like Commander's Horn though. I like that a lot. And also maybe let's get rid of this Crach An Craite warrior. Oh, bless him, he decided to let me go first. It's very kind.
Morsel.
I never miss.
Hide your stench.
Damn.
Out with the crowns. Come
Bit of
on.
violence out the gates, huh? Lucas 666. Bit of aggro. Again, doesn't really do a lot.
Stench.
He's just throwing cards away at this point. which is hard to watch.
You're good. Real good.
You're not that good, Lucas. I think he's just got to pass.
They can hide, but there is no escape.
Okay.
You're good. Real good.
Yeah, he's got these big clearing cards out.
Blood and neck end. Similian Vart.
Let's play Ermion.
Gods protect us.
I'm gonna get rid of Clear Skies. I'm confident enough to think I won't need it. Probably Restoration as well. The Priestesses will do that job just fine. I won't have anything that isn't bronze.
Similian Vart.
Oh boy.
So what? Should I pound it into a poker?
Well, what's he gonna do? He's behind by 2. He's playing all these extreme aggro cards. He's gonna do that, huh? Oh, okay. I mean, fine. 2 can play that game. Is this my stronger lane? Yeah. Oh boy.
Modron Frey
Yeah, I like
is
this play.
patient, but she brooks no insult.
What's next? Full mulligan, huh?
Squesme Evelia.
Well. Yeah, it follows. Makes sense. Good play. See, now I'm just thinking I should maybe pass the turn. I have Morkvarg sticking to the board. I have 2 Queen's Guard I can bring back next turn. Yeah, I'm happy. We've stretched him out for far enough. Oh, he's playing the cow. Dang.
Just one morsel.
Cool, yeah. It's a trap that will go untriggered.
Bow before Modron Freya. Bow before Modron Freya.
You can bow before Mordred Freya. And I'll break out the Queen's Guard. He's still trying to hit Morkvarg. It hurts, man. Now, at some point during the closed beta, I completely stopped being able to get scrap from leveling up. Or even hitting those points in the level up. Well. Let's go. And save some fun rigor, because I feel like the next card I'm going to pull is going to be horrible.
Just one morsel.
Oh, it's not bad.
I will prove my worth.
But just in case. No, let's play the Clan and Crate Warrior. Yeah, so something's gone on. Oh, hey, Geralt. You're, a bit late to the party, mate.
Into the fair!
Death to humans!
Oh, boy. Out come the An Craite. And the only thing that saves him now is not an Adrenaline Rush. Oh, that's a terrible top deck. I feel really sorry for that guy. There we go. So there you go, that was a Skellige, Crach An Craite, MORKTRON deck. Morkvarg is obviously a very good card, especially when teamed up with the kind of permanent stat buffing that Skellige decks do. Cerys is also very good. Her shield maidens are actually much better than she is, because with just one priestess, you end up with power across the board for 2 rounds. With 2, that's 3 rounds. It's just a lot of power, and they just keep coming back. So it feels a lot like playing a monster deck with fewer of the downsides, a lot more of the interactivity, which I love, and just a really strong deck that seems to have a great win rate. I'd love if you try it out. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. Thanks very much.